Welcome back, beautiful tri-state area. You're listening to A Moment of Zen right here on 710 WOR, the voice of New York, iHeart Radio. I'm your host, Zen Sams. Up next in our entertainment and pop culture segment brought to you by Bice Cucina, we're featuring our awesome friend, iHeart's very own radio DJ, Astra. She has 2 decades of on-air experience. She's on air at 103.5 KTU in New York and on MIA in Miami. Well-versed in pop culture trends, celebrity news, and gossip, she is the most vibrant personality. She connects well with her audience, without a doubt. She's a trailblazer in her field, and I'm so excited to have her on. Today, we're chatting all about her amazing career, best date spots in New York City, what food gets her in the mood, and her thoughts on, you heard it, egg freezing. Now, nearly every big change in how we eat starts with a fad, which is really just a shared moment among a subset of diners or cooks that gains traction. Now, some fads fade away slowly, like wine coolers or molecular gastronomy, and others implode suddenly, like turmeric lattes or the pink sauce that shot up like a rocket on TikTok this year and then exploded. There are fads that build into trends and then become woven into the fabric of our everyday. Now, who knew that a fringe interest in custom roasted coffee beans in the 1960s in Berkeley, California would lead to Starbucks? That's right. People want something fun, new, and natural. Welcoming now to the show, chatting date spots, career, and what food gets her in the mood is the amazing Astra. Welcome, Stunner.
Thank you so much, Zen. What an amazing introduction. My goodness.
Absolutely. I'm so excited to have you on. You are a trailblazer in your field. But before we talk about your amazing career, let's chat food trends. So calling yourself a climatarian is so 2022. The new term is regenivore. And it's no longer about eating sustainably, which implies a state of preserving what is. It's a new generation of us, of millennials. We want food companies that are actively healing the planet through carbon-reducing agriculture, more rigorous animal welfare policies, and of course, equitable treatment of the people who grow and process the food. You are quite the foodie and tend to be at the coolest spots. I see you all over social media. What food trends have caught your attention?
Oh my goodness, what hasn't caught my attention? That's the question. It's like, I'm open to everything. I'm that person. Well, when I was growing up, I used to not have a palate of wanting to eat everything. It was always, just the basic stuff. And I've been trying to teach friends and people that I meet, just open up a little bit. I love to travel. So because I travel so much and I'm all over the world, I always try different things. So because of that, I like to try all different things here in New York City. And of course, born and raised in New York, we're the melting pot of everything. And we have every cuisine imaginable here. So why would I not go out and try everything,
Of course. And a lot of people in New York City, I mean, if you live in New York City and you're not willing to try new food, food trends or even go to new places or cool ways of ingesting something, because that's a thing too now these days, then you don't belong in a city like this. There's way too many cool spots. Now,
that's what I say. I had originally thought, to be honest with you, that I'd be able to hit every single food spot in New York City if I were to go to a different place every day for like a couple of years. But there's always new things popping up. I can't keep up. So I'm at that point where it's like, if it catches my eye or if there's something on the menu I want to try, I am in.
You're in. And what I think we're going to start seeing more is big companies looking for big changes to reduce waste in like packaging, and more chefs are going to use climate hero ingredients like teff and fava and lupin beans, and more people are going to choose food and drinks that improve their health and the planet's, of course. Even the alcohol industry has started throwing around words like eco-alignment. I mean, these companies don't just want to be seen as doing the right thing daily. They want to be really seen as making a positive difference. So, New York City is all about that. Now, let's chat best New York City date spots. So when looking for a romantic restaurant or bar, words like cozy and intimate and low lit probably come to mind, but I'll argue that the food and decor are just as crucial to a memorable evening. What are your top 3 New York City restaurants for date night?
3?
Do you have any?
How do you narrow it to 3?
We only have 14 minutes.
That's true. Okay, well, what if I just give you a list that I came up with?
Tell me.
So here's the thing. When it comes to New York City spots, I'm more of a, I would say, fine dining foodie. I love all fine dining restaurants, so to me, that's always a great date spot. But don't just narrow it to dates because, as I like to say, girls got to eat. So you could grab your girls. You can go to these places, too. I'm a huge fan of Lobster Club, if you haven't been there. Ixta, which is a Mexican spot, and a mezcal bar. I'm obsessed with mezcal, so you got to go there. It's got these Tulum vibes. Caviar Roost, yes. I do like the finer things in life. So if you like caviar,
Ooh.
get to Caviar Ruth. Katsuya is an amazing Japanese spot, which they have one in LA, down in Miami. Amazing. Kima and Avra if you like Greek food. Hunt and Fish Club for steak and seafood. Maluska, which is a new spot that I found out about in the meatpacking district. Just all I'm going to say is make sure when you're down there, you order the tiramisu dessert. It looks like caviar. That's all I'm going to say. It's going to cost you $50 too, but
Oh, what? Oh my goodness.
Also, Sake no Hana is really delicious. It's part of the Tao group. And Sushi by Boo is another one of my favorites. And the reason why I mentioned the sushi spots is because I'm a huge omakase fan. And people are like, what's omakase? It means chef's choice. So you're sitting at the bar at the sushi bar. The chef is actually preparing each piece for you in front of you, presents it to you each time. So you eat one piece at a time. Delicious.
Love it. Wow, I love it. Well, that's definitely more than 3. Got more than I bargained for. And I'm going to also shout out The Rock, because if you're not a banker or an SNL cast member, getting all dolled up for a date at this Art Deco Rockefeller restaurant is so much fun. And given how hard reservations are at the hotspot from, the team, it's a team behind Frenchette, you'll impress your date by taking them there to begin with, let alone slurping on seafood and a luxe dessert tower while the wine flows. So that's at 45 Rock. And we definitely have to mention Bice Cucina. Oh my goodness. I love it because number one, it's so affordable, ideally located right here in Midtown. You can walk from there to any place you want, and the drinks are so well priced. The portions are huge. You can literally share everything.
And can I just add one thing about that, please? They have the best espresso martinis.
Oh, Peter does that up big. He's a big espresso martini guy. Every time I walk in and he's sitting down in his patio that he, by the way, built himself.
Oh, wow.
It's espresso martinis. The octopus carpaccio, out of this world, and they carry Tipsy Girl wine. That's my absolute favorite, Prosecco. And so, yeah, we're definitely going to go there and check it out. Now, let's dive right in with foods that get us in the mood, Astra. So, do you have any that you want to point out here? Because I have like at least 2 that I always resort to.
That is a tough question because to me, it's not the food that would get me in the mood. It's the man taking me out that would get me in the mood. The food is just the added bonus. It's the drinks, the food, everything, the company. Because let's be honest, a guy could take you out and he might not be what you want. And
maca powder's not going to cut it. The matcha powder,
exactly.
Matcha, what is this new trend? It's a powerful sex enhancer. That's what they say.
I need to know more about this. I mean, obviously, people always talk about, oysters. Every time I order oysters, they're like, ooh, oysters. I'm like, it's not like that.
Oysters are overrated.
I love oysters. West Coast Kumamoto, by the way, but in all honesty, it doesn't do anything for you. It doesn't increase anything.
No.
So that's all a fallacy in my opinion.
No, you know what? Chocolate. That's the only true love drug we have. It's
really?
Cocoa. Stimulates production of the feel-good hormone serotonin and dopamine, and contains phenylethylamine, PEA, produced by the brain in large quantities when we're falling in love. So cocoa is most sensual, made into chocolate, which melts easy and sensually in your mouth and feels good to eat and just makes us feel good. But ginger,
I just feel like a good man will do that.
Astra. Astra's like, it's really about the man.
It's about the man.
Not the food, not the matcha powder, not the ginger.
There's none to be found in New York City. That's the problem.
Well, ginger is everywhere at every sushi bar. So here's a good one for you. It thins the blood, which helps your body respond more quickly to sexual stimulation. Okay. Mm-hmm. And it also aids in digestion, which can be helpful to maintain libido if you've had a large meal. Mm-hmm. And it's incredibly versatile. Pickled ginger is cool. And
that's
refreshing.
My favorite. I will eat every piece of ginger when I'm at a sushi spot. And I'm like, can I get extra ginger? Thank you.
See, this is why you're always Astra incredibly happy, because you're just loading up on ginger, your every date's dream.
At least it's healthy. That's good.
Now, talk about egg freezing. I know we brought it up. So the procedure of egg freezing is this increasingly popular but expensive option for women who want to delay childbirth. But now new research documents some caveats. Apparently, how old a woman is when she freezes her eggs and how many eggs she freezes can make a significant difference in whether she will have a baby. And apparently, most women who tried to become pregnant, the study found, did not succeed, often because they had waited until they were too old to freeze eggs and had not frozen them young enough. So you brought this up. Mm-hmm. What say you?
So I'm a big advocate of egg freezing. And the reason why I got into that whole thing is because, like I said, dating in New York City can be tough. I've had boyfriends long term too, but sometimes our paths just don't go the right way. Sometimes they don't want to get married or have kids, so we're not in the same, wavelength. but I don't want to lose out on my opportunity. So I also don't want to rush to find a guy and then get into a wrong relationship and have it end in divorce, like majority of these relationships seem to be going. So for me, I just wanted to kind of freeze in time the ability to have a kid. So I did it probably at this point about maybe 8 years ago or so.
Oh, you're good. You did it early enough.
Well, here's the thing, though. It wasn't super early. It was actually, in my opinion, I thought it was going to be late. I didn't think I was going to get a lot of eggs out. And shockingly, they got out 21 and saved 19, which people are always shocked to hear because I was hoping to at least get 10. They always say if you can get about 10, you're good, or you have to do more rounds. So I did one round. The lady said to me, she goes, if your insides look as good as your outsides, we're in business, because she didn't believe my age. She was like, she said, obviously, women are born with the amount of eggs that they are going to be producing their entire lives. She said that she could check out a woman who's in her mid-20s and she could have the insides of a 45-year-old and vice versa. A 45-year-old woman could have the insides of a 25. So you really don't know until you're actually being checked out. So don't ever let anyone deter you on telling you you're too old to have a kid, because I don't buy that. It's not about age anymore. It's really about your insides and the workings of your body.
You're 100% right. And you are what you eat, you are what you ingest, you are what you inhale, all of the above. And I think if you keep your body young, you're right. This is just a stigma that we have to demystify.
I mean, look how many women are having kids at 48, 50.
Yep.
Even over 50 at this point.
I agree.
And even though people are like, you're being selfish having a kid older because you're not going to be around for them as much as you could be if you had them younger, I still say it doesn't matter, because you could be taken away tomorrow. Yep. So it's like, live life to the fullest, do the things that make you happy. I'm very career driven, so I've been focused on my career.
Okay, let's talk about that. Let's talk your career.
If love comes into place, great. It'll fit right in.
Yeah. Well, you are one of the few in your career. So let's chat your incredible career. How did you get started in the radio industry? And can you tell us about your journey to becoming this incredibly famous DJ on iHeart's famous stations here?
Oh, thank you. Well, actually, ironically, I went to school for television. Television was supposed to be my entry, if I want to say it like that. I had wanted to be a television reporter. I worked at a television station. Ironically, back then, and it probably would still hold true now, they were like, we can't put you on the air because you look too young and people aren't going to take the news seriously from you. And I'm like, well, what am I supposed to do to look older? I can't help the way I look. And now, I've been in the business 21 years later, and people are always like, 21? Like, you look like you're 25. I'm like, I was born talking and I walked out the womb. So it's like, yeah, I'm 25. But that's the thing. At the end of the day, I don't know. I love television. I do talk a lot. I ended up doing some stuff in radio when I was in college, and there was an opening. So I said, you know what? Let me just try it out. And I haven't looked back. I've just been on the air ever since. I started on Long Island, came into the city for a little bit, went back into Long Island. Now I'm back in the city again. I've done afternoon drive in New York City. I've even been on satellite radio. Like, I've just pretty much done it all. It's like you could hear me locally, nationally, even worldwide. I even do VTuber stuff. I know I didn't even tell you about that, but that's a worldwide platform of stuff. And with everything turning into like AI soon and moving on to the whole, metaverse, it's like, for me, I'm always on the cutting edge of everything. I'm willing to try anything, especially in the beginnings, because I'd rather ride it out from the start than be part of the crew once it's already out.
Oh, wow. I love it. Well, I still have more to cover with you, but I'm going to cut to a commercial break, and I'm going to say goodbye to On Air. If you guys want to hear more of Astra on the air, you can definitely check out our extended segment on YouTube, OTT, and OTA. That was the incredible Astra. Check her out on the gram at Astra on the air, or you can head directly to her website, astraontheair.com. That was our entertainment and pop culture segment, brought to you by Bice Cucina. You're listening to A Moment of Zen right here on 710 WOR, the voice of New York, iHeart Radio. We'll be right back after this.
A Moment of Zen is brought to you by Your Home TV.
Hi, this is Kathy Ireland here on A Moment of Zen, brought to you by Your Home TV. We've developed an all-inclusive subscription-free network that you're going to love, whether it's financial freedom, fashion, beauty, health and wellness, wonderful weddings, travel and culture, cooking, entertainment, and short-form documentaries, programming for everyone. Classic films and new shows, including Kathy Ireland Presents American Dreams. We've developed this network just for you. Please please check out yourhometv.com.
Tune in to A Moment of Zen, Saturday nights from 9 to 10 p.m. on WOR, the voice of New York, iHeart Radio.
Welcome back, beautiful tri-state area. You're listening to A Moment of Zen right here on 710 WOR, the voice of New York, iHeart Radio. I'm your host, Zen Sams. Welcoming back to our entertainment and pop culture segment brought to you by Bice Cucina. We're featuring our awesome iHeart's very own radio DJ Astra on the air. Welcome back, Stunner.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm having so much fun.
Absolutely, so am I. So the clock ran out and I had to cut, but yes, let's keep chatting here. So I'm very interested in your opinion here. You touched on something before our commercial break that was extremely important. You said with the way radio is evolving and artificial intelligence coming into the space, there's big changes coming. So without a doubt, I spoke about this with Maxwell just 2 weeks ago. Radio has evolved significantly with the rise of streaming platforms and podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
How have you adapted to these changes, and how do you see the future of radio broadcasting and podcasting?
To be honest with you, I know a lot of radio people seem to be getting upset. They're afraid our jobs are going to be taken. And it's crazy, but I don't see it like that. I almost see it more as it's going to help us alleviate a lot of the stress and time that we have to put into working, and we'll have more time to actually live. I feel like a lot of people work to live. They don't live to work. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to have to keep working to live. So if I could utilize AI to maybe help out on a couple of things, help me with my show prep, help me cut down on timing for doing certain things that have to get me ready for my radio show and stuff, that's a helpful tool. A lot of people look at it as it's a replacement. I don't see it as a replacement. I see it as we're evolving. And the problem is a lot of people in this day and age and forever do not like change. Anytime something is changed, people are so used to doing what they did that they are creature of habit. They don't want to move forward and try new things. But if you notice, as we've been evolving, I mean, we went from MySpace to Facebook to Instagram. We're on Threads now. Like, things are constantly moving. You might not like it when it first comes out, but now you're addicted to it. So you got to look at it like that. AI is coming out. People are not liking it. Give it a few years. You're probably going to be addicted to it because you're going to realize it's helped you out in the long run.
It's going to enhance your life. Yeah, I agree. I'm definitely not fearful of change. The only thing I am afraid of is not being able to adapt. So now, are there any artists or bands that you haven't had the chance to interview or feature on your show yet, but would love to?
Oh my goodness. That's a hard one because I feel like I've had pretty much everyone in the industry. For me, the thing I will say is if there's someone I haven't had, it would be an up and coming new artist. And I'm always all about new artists, breaking music, giving talent a platform to shine on. And I had always wanted to have like a new music show. That was one of my things. Since I started in radio, I've always been like, why can't we focus on local talent and people that are up and coming? We already know all of the mainstream names. Let's give other people an opportunity to filter in.
I love it.
There's enough room
New
for
music.
everybody. Because here's the thing. Music touches everyone's soul in a different way. So just because you may listen to Bruno Mars, Ariana Grande, Selena Gomez, and they might touch you a certain way, The Weeknd and Drake touch you a different way. So what about an up-and-coming artist? They might actually touch you in a completely different way. So why not? There's enough room for everybody.
I love it. Let's do it. I'll do it with you.
Perfect. Let's go.
Now, what is your favorite part about being a radio DJ? And is there a particular aspect of the job that brings you the most joy?
I would say my favorite part is every day is always different. It's not boring. I can't do a 9 to 5, doing the same redundant stuff over and over. I get bored very easily. So for me, there's always something new to talk about. Yes, we do have to also talk about station-related things and things that are, repetitive. Maybe the music's a little repetitive, but our conversations and our topics are timely. News breaks constantly. There's always something new to talk about. And for me, I enjoy that. I enjoy being able to kind of be on my toes. I work better under pressure too. So if something's coming out right now, I'm right on it. Even if I just got a little bit of information on it, I'll give you what I have and then I'll be like, I'll come back with more.
I love it. You're completely on the ball there, and that's why you've had a great career.
Thank you.
Over 20 years in the industry, and everybody knows you, and you are completely part of the iHeart family to the point where you are. You think of Astra on the air, and you're like, oh, iHeart. You the big heart right behind you because you just bring so much joy to people when you're on the radio.
You're
so
so
it's amazing.
Sweet. Can I have you opening my show every day?
You got it. I'll come on. Anything you need. All right. Well, last question. And this is something I ask every radio personality that comes on. What is the one piece of advice that you have to your younger self?
Never give up. Always follow your dreams and don't let anybody tell you otherwise. You're going to get a ton of no's. That's how it is in everything in life. But you're going to get that one yes. So don't let it deter you.
I love it. Words of wisdom spoken by a true beauty. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you, Zen, so much for having me. I appreciate this.
Absolutely. Guys, definitely check out the incredible Astra. Check out her IG, check her out on her IG profile or directly on her website at Astra on the Air. You can head directly to astraontheair.com.
And you can't forget Twitter, TikTok,
and
Threads,
all of the above.
Facebook, everything.
Threads.
All Astra on the Air across the board. And I
LinkedIn.
do TikTok live a lot. So definitely come join because I'm always live in the studio.
You got it. Well, we're definitely going to check you out. That was our entertainment and pop culture segment brought to you by Bice Cucina. You're listening to A Moment of Zen right here on 710 WOR, the voice of New York, iHeart Radio. We'll be right back after this.